Hi, this is One Versus the Other.
Hi, my name's Kate.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. And then I wanted to talk about the Kat Willams interview with Shannon Sharpe. I loved it.
I mean, I heard about this name so much, but I don't... Is it a comedian?
Yeah, it's a comedian. So I'll put the screenshots in the video, or I'll put the screenshots like right here. But it is a video that was out. So it was pushed out, let's see. I think it wasn't pushed out sooner than... Okay, so it was put out, I think like 4 days ago, right? 4 days ago, 29 million views.
Because I mean, I didn't watch it entirely, but I hear droplets here and there when I was cooking because my boyfriend was watching it the whole time. I was like, why are you so obsessive with this?
Because, well, Kat Willams is amazing as a comedian, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, like, I watched him, like, everyone knows the phrase, like, pimpin', big pimpin', is, like, a comedic thing that he had said. I think it's like, what's pimpin', big pimpin'? Like, I think that's him. I might be wrong. But he's very funny. He's, like, the comedian that had, like, the purple suit with the huge hat. And he was known as, like, the pimp. And he was very, very funny. And then he was, like, always doing tours and stuff like that. He was in, like, I think it was Friday After Next with, like, Ice Cube. And he was in a bunch of different movies. And just really known in the comedic industry and just as a prevalent figure. And a lot of people talked about how he was, like, kind of crazy. And I believe it was Kevin Hart that called him like a drug addict at one point, or said he was like an addict or something, and made other comments about him. But in this interview with Shannon Sharpe, he discusses like the Illuminati and Hollywood, and he says that so he states that he has the receipts to prove it, and then he talks about the timeline of how it moved forward for certain people's career. And a lot of people are like, well, that timeline really matches. And a lot of the things he talks about, he kind of disproves what other people have been saying in interviews about like what their career was like or how they started, right? I think he disparages the way Kevin Hart likes to talk about how his career was started. And it's really fair. And honestly, he said something is, I think Shannon Sharpe asked him, he was like, oh, well, have you ever done like comedy tours with these people? And he was like, no, I only tour with funny people. And he was like, no, but that's not what I'm asking. Like, have you done any tours with these people? He was like, no, I'm answering, I only tour with funny people. Those people aren't funny. And he talks about like comedians like Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey is like a really known one. I don't know if you know. He has like the mustache and he's bald. No? There's, Kevin Hart. There's Ricky Smiley that he talks about. It was a really good interview, and I feel like a lot of people watched it, I feel like, because they felt he was being very honest. And
do you feel like he's actually being honest or he's lying?
No, I think he's being honest. It felt truthful to me. It felt very honest, like he talked about like his homeless time, and he talked about how many times he got like arrested and stuff like that and thrown in jail. Like he was arrested, I think 19 times, but was never convicted. And it was for things like having a gun on him, and then also carrying like marijuana and stuff like that. So I feel like...
Ain't that he was the one to say that he read over 1,000-something book when he was little?
I think so.
But like that number is very, very unimaginable.
I feel like
exaggeration he has there.
Okay, I think that he could have exaggerated certain things, such as like that, but we don't know because we don't know what type of books he's talking about. I mean, he did allegedly read the encyclopedia, and in all honesty, in my opinion, most likely I do think it's true because a lot of people who read have a way of describing stories, right?
Mm.
And they have a way of using the English language. And whenever you watch Kat Willams, the way he executes language is, in my opinion, while it may not be like the most extravagant or maybe the most intelligent or whatever people consider, But I feel like when he speaks, like, he is very intelligent. The way he phrases things is fantastic, and the way he makes jokes are things that you could never think of, or I personally, the average person couldn't think of, and how a lot of the comedians couldn't think of. And so
basically you bring on a lot of beef. That's what he said.
Yeah, basically. I feel like, though, like, these people started it because they had gone on other interviews, like every person that he had mentioned, and had kind of disparaged him, except maybe Ludacris. Do you know who Ludacris is?
The singer?
Yeah, like, good loving, like that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he talks about how he was, okay, so he makes a comment about Ludacris shaving his sideburns and, like, cutting his hair, and that he was gonna make, like, 200 million in videos, right? And he did. He made $200 million, supposedly, financially. And then he's given, like, an ugly white wife, was what Kat Willams had said. And I thought that was really hilarious. But what got even funnier is Ludacris, and he said he got it because of the Illuminati, right? Ludacris got his career because of the Illuminati. But the thing is that Ludacris went online and it's like, no, it's not true. The Illuminati thing, like, I don't know where he got that from. But he didn't say, like, I'm offended that you insulted my wife for being ugly. Like, he never tried to come back and, like, argue with him with that. He only cared about the Illuminati part.
What? Maybe he wants to be, like, what is, like, the most people talk about. It's not about the wife face. Let's talk about the Illuminati. So he wanted to try to, like, put out the fire first.
No, people were making in the comments like how he do Ludacris like that, just like his wife catching stray bullets.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it was pretty funny. I thought it was hilarious. But I did think that he made a point where he was talking about Kanye and everyone saying that he has, like, a mental disability. And he says, like, well, what do you expect? Like, why should we're funding his mental process. We consume his art, but then we also call him someone that's bipolar and mentally something wrong with him. So should we really be consuming or even listening to him if we think he has, like, a mental disability?
I think that is a very good point. I think the people that enjoy the music and push this type of idea that they want to see.
Yeah, because they kept calling him, like, a genius and that he was amazing.
So you want to see those type of thing, then you're actually funding that
the mental change.
You actually want to pursue this person to go in that direction instead. So I 100% agree.
Yeah.
How about the other? Like, what was his beef with Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart was actually alleging that he was a drug addict.
Why would he do that?
Well, because, Kat Willams said that Kevin Hart wasn't funny, and personally, very popular opinion, it turns out online, I've only liked Kevin Hart's comedies, like, from a long time ago. Like, anything new, I don't like. Many of the movies he's been in, I don't care for his humor that much. Like,
really?
Yeah, like, I'm not, like, once in a while, like, some of them I'll like, and I'll like a little bit of it, but I don't think he's amazing, right? He doesn't make me laugh as much as other comedians do when they're in a movie. And so, I think, I think Kat Willams made a comment about Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart, like, in an interview once, and, on The Breakfast Club, if I remember correctly, a few years ago, when Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart were doing, like, a tour to promote one of their movies, something about school or something, like a movie about school, they actually alleged that he was, like, a drug addict and that he doesn't help people get through the gate, was what Kevin Hart was saying, and things like that. And so I think that's why Kat Willams was like, no, like, why are you alleging that I'm a drug addict when I don't think I am? Like, I'm not. No one's ever found me inebriated. I raised multiple children. Like, I've adopted more than 5 or 6 children. Like, if I was that much of a drug addict, like, I wouldn't be able to adopt these children or take care of them. Which is fair. But I don't think Kevin Hart is funny. Do you think he's funny?
I think every comedian have their own certain type of style.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy some style from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
So his movies, some of the movie I enjoy, like Jumanji and such.
But Jumanji made it because of like Jack Black and The Rock. Like, I feel like
their chemistry make it work.
Way better. Like, okay, how about this? I think Kevin Hart's chemistry with other people is good. I don't think he can make a movie on his own with just himself as the main character. He always has to have someone else that's funny.
I don't know. I never watched his comedian show, and only see small glimpse in movies here and there, so I wasn't able to make that judgment. But that's another part. English is not my first language. Even for Dave Chappelle, it took me some time to understand his humor.
Because we went to his comedy show.
And my boyfriend was very into Dave Chappelle, like the big comedian that he likes. But when I watched it, I was like, is that funny? Like, am I supposed to laugh at this point? Like, because everybody's laughing. But I don't see that as funny. I just feel for more I found that American type of humor is more insulting. Like, the way it is provoking to make it funny. But in other type of language, that wasn't considered funny. So, like, for me to digest it, it's taking me a very long time.
It's different. Oh, that makes sense. That, I guess maybe from my perspective, I like the way jokes are executed. Like, I like the process of the story. I like the way you lead me to the punchline and the way it hits. Because I used to, when I had free time, when I didn't have a child, and before I was pregnant, I used to go to comedy shows a lot, like the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Club. My husband and I would drive all the way to LA to see Bobby Lee, and we've seen Bobby Lee multiple times. Because we enjoy his podcast, Bad Friends, Andrew Santino. Like, we like a lot of different comedians. So I think for me, because my husband doesn't necessarily, my husband does agree with me, like, the earlier comedy shows are better. But for us, it's about the way things are executed and the process of it. But yeah, I guess you're right about American humor. It's more insulting, but I enjoy I enjoy that.
I didn't say I don't enjoy it now. It just really took me a long time to understand the humor of it.
No. Yeah. I'm saying I'm agreeing with you that the basis of joking in America. Yeah. I'm not saying that you don't enjoy it. I'm just saying that what its basis is. It is meant to put certain people or certain perspectives as the punchline. But I feel like that's the beauty of comedy, at least in America. It humbles groups. And it's not just one person against the other, because that's biased. Everyone's up on the front line. No one's
safe.
Exactly, which is the enjoyable part about humor, is like, no matter what you are, who you are, everyone's up for grabs.
I do have one that I really like. I just don't remember this comedian's name. He's like a white guy, very old age. He already passed away. He made one of them, like very famous one, but very controversial one, like God Doesn't Exist.
You have to send it to me.
Yeah, but like the joke, the way he executed the joke, even I wasn't back then to understand certain type of humor. He made me laugh. I was like, oh wow.
That was funny.
Like, I was like, damn, if you can make a person that is from other culture to even laugh at the joke, that's a talent.
Yeah. That's talent.
That is very talent. he's very talented. I was like, whoa, like.
Well, that's why a lot of people make comments about Russell Peters. He's an Indian comic from Canada. They say like he put comedy on the map to be worldwide is because he used to go around globally and like entertain people in different countries and was really successful, like was selling out just arena after arena and is really well known for his comedy. But it looks like Netflix took his comedy specials down for some reason. He was on like a podcast with Andrew Schultz, I think called Flagrant, where they were discussing his the change in his career as to he's still doing comedy shows in arenas, but the reason why his comedy specials are more difficult to find now with different major companies. I find that interesting.
But that is go back to the structure of how
People become famous.
I wouldn't say how people become famous is more like a system. Because every job does that. Every job has politics. How you play with the politic, like
is the way you go.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I don't know. Is it? Have you seen any other job that doesn't have politics at all?
None. I love the politics though. Oh, I play
because
the
you
game.
can maneuver the situation. But for me, like sometimes it was like, yo,
people don't like me legitimately. I remember I got in an argument with a person that was my friend. And she was just like, you just like arguing because you know you're gonna win. And I was just like, yeah, because I know I have the more, like I am determined. This may be an asshole of me and maybe I'm a jerk, but I'm always determined in having the moral high ground. And maybe that's egotistical and horrible of me. The only person I don't do that with is my husband, right? I am more than happy to apologize. Like I have no, problem like stepping back or him telling me this upsets me and I apologize. Like there's no winning in a marriage unless both of you end up satisfied, in my opinion. But like when it comes to like work and like other people, oh trust me, like I have the moral high ground. Like the way I engage with people in society is way different than what I engage with like super close, like my good net friends and then my husband. Because I'm happy to say I'm sorry. And I'm down to apologize for what I've done wrong or if I've hurt someone's feelings. But like for me, I'm always down to win. I love the politics of work. I love the politics of engaging people. But you know me, like you've seen me maneuver situations. It's about making people, like all parties happy. That's the best way to negotiate. Yeah. And I feel like that's the enjoyable part. But yeah, in comedy though, I feel like there's a lot of egos involved and everyone's just trying to screw each other over.
For what reason? Like, what's the point? Like, you shine. Like, I don't. But that's the politics part.
Yeah. Pose the question. What do you guys think? Why do you think in comedy there's so many politics, and why do you think everyone's just trying to win? Is it low self-esteem, or is it high ego, or is it because people feel so passionate about their work? Let us know what you think below. And if you even watch the Kat Willams, I'll link it down below. The Shannon Sharpe podcast interview was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think you should watch it.
Send us the clip, the portion that you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
About the Kat Willams. So I'm gonna watch it just for your sake.
Okay. Have a great. Gay? I don't know. Great. I mean, gay does mean happy.
It's true.
Yeah. But have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.